Welcome friends, today we are going to make Coil Pot Monsters. Let's start off by making our base, which is going to be a slab. I like to start with a sphere or ball of clay, and then I'm going to take my palm and flatten it flat like a pancake, and about just as thick as a pancake would be. You're going to flatten it like I'm doing here with your palm until it gets to the right thickness. Next, you're going to want to roll the coils for your coil pot. You're going to roll a hot dog shaped piece of clay from palm to fingertip. Palm to fingertip with your fingers closed. As the coil gets a little bit bigger, make sure it's still round, and you're going to start noticing that it's getting a little longer. Make sure you're going from the center and then gently moving your hands outward. Before you begin your coil pot, you're going to want to have about 4 coils rolled. Now it's time to start building your pot. Bring that slab back and take a very scratchy brush or toothbrush and dip it in water or slip and start scratching and wetting around the edge like I am doing in this video. Now let's start building our coil pot. Take your coils and gently place them on the wet and slipped and scored area. Careful to line it up with the edge of your base. Once you get all the way around, make sure you take your brush and scratch and slip and score that area that you're going to be continuing to place your coil on. Keep going, always slipping and scoring as you go. So right here I'm going to slip and score all the way around. Take another coil, line it up exactly where I left off, and I'm going to keep winding it around. Once I get to where I already started, I need to make sure that I add more slip and scratches. You're going to keep going until your coil pot is at least 3 to 4 coils high. Please make sure that you're not ending your coils all in the same spot, but that they are offset like they are here. Now you're going to take another coil and you're going to cut pieces. The first piece should go about halfway around, and then all your other pieces are going to get a little bit smaller each time, like I'm doing here. So I have one, and then another one, and then another one smaller still. Now we're going to start slip and scoring them on, one on top of another. As you're adding them on, make sure you dip your fingers in a little bit of water and smooth out your edges, because you're not going to want to have to go back and do that later. Once you have all of those smaller pieces of coil added on, you can rip off other pieces from a coil you have made already and roll them between your palms to make little beads like this. This is super helpful when you're adding on your teeth and your eyes to already have these little beads ready to go that you can form into other things. You can see here I've already added on some teeth. To do that, all you do is take some of those little beads that you already rolled and tap them and form them into the shape you want between your fingers. Then make sure you scratch and attach with water or slip to add them on, making sure you're careful to press them on firmly without crushing your coil pot. Here's a close-up of what we have so far. Rip another larger piece off of that extra clay or extra coil and roll a bigger marble or sphere, this time bigger than the ones you rolled for your teeth, because these are going to be your eyeballs. And this is really your last step. You're going to take those larger marble shaped pieces of clay. If you'd like to make a 3D kind of eyeball, you can take the back of your brush and kind of poke a hole and wiggle the brush around like I'm doing here. Then take the bristly side of your brush, scratch and attach those bad boys on, being very careful, pressing firmly but without crushing your coil pot. Adding your eyes should really be at the end. At this point, if you have some extra time, you might be able to add some other features. But at the bare minimum, you want some teeth and a couple of eyeballs, like we're doing here. Well, that is how we are making our Coil Pot Monsters. I hope this tutorial was helpful and you have fun making them.